In the last session of bridge rectifier, we saw its circuit and the working.
In this session, we are going to study bridge rectifier with capacitor filter.
Rectifier is supposed to convert AC signal into a DC signal. Pure DC signal is voltage which is constant with respect to time. Output of a rectifier has only one polarity, so it is a DC signal, but it is changing with time. Here we are going to learn the effect of connecting a capacitor across the load resistance of the rectifier. We will start with what is a ripple signal, then we'll come to action of a capacitor as a filter, and then we'll see what is the advantage of reducing the amplitude of ripple signal. This is the circuit of bridge rectifier which we studied in last session. AC signal at the input of a rectifier is a pure sine wave obtained from AC mains which has a frequency of 50 Hz. It is a sine wave having amplitude which is positive for half the cycle and negative for remaining half, and the periodic time of the signal is 1/50 seconds. When we give this at the input of a rectifier, during the positive half of the input cycle, we get a positive voltage changing with time. During the negative half of the input signal, again we get positive voltage changing with time in the same fashion as that was happening during the positive half cycle. The time variation at the input is followed even at the output. Here, the signal which we get during the positive half gets repeated thereafter in every half of the input signal, and thus the periodic time of the output signal is half of that at the input signal. So, the periodic time at the output signal is 1/100 seconds, giving us frequency of the output signal as 100 Hz. Pure DC signal is supposed to be a voltage which remains constant with respect to time. This pulsating signal or time varying signal at the output of the rectifier is called as ripple signal. Hence, this time variation which is obtained at the output of the rectifier, which we call as a ripple signal, is an undesired part of the output signal. The total change in the DC level at the output of the rectifier is called as amplitude of the ripple signal and denoted as VR peak to peak. This R stands for ripple and it is peak to peak because it is from the lower peak of the signal to the upper peak of the signal. If we connect DC voltmeter across the load resistance of the rectifier, the DC voltmeter will give us reading which is equal to 0.636 of the maximum voltage Vm. This reading is nothing but average of the DC voltage which is changing over one period of this output cycle. If we connect AC voltmeter across the load resistance, the AC voltmeter reading will be equal to 0.707 of the maximum voltage Vm, which is nothing but the RMS value of this time varying signal. Relax. By now we have learned what is a ripple signal, and we notice that reading of the AC voltage at the output of bridge rectifier is greater than that of the DC voltage. In the next part of our session, we are going to see how this situation can be reversed by using a capacitor as a filter. Because the input to the rectifier is a time varying signal, current flowing through the load resistance of the rectifier is a time varying signal, and hence the voltage across the load resistance, that is IL into RL, is also a time varying signal with the same variation as that of the load current. The current flowing through the load resistance is flowing through two forward bias diodes during the positive half of the input signal. In the same way, during negative half of the input signal again, current flowing through RL is coming through two forward bias diodes. If we connect capacitor across load resistance, potential difference across capacitor should always be same as the potential difference across the load resistance. We know that the voltage across a resistance changes instantaneously as per the change in current flowing through it, whereas voltage across capacitor does not change instantaneously with the change in current flowing through it.
Let us say charging process of a capacitor.
This is a graph of voltage across a capacitor as a function of time, and we see that it is an exponential curve. Initially, if capacitor is fully discharged, at t equal to 0, the voltage would be 0, and then it will increase exponentially going towards the maximum value Vm. In one time constant, the voltage across capacitor will reach to a value of 0.63 times the maximum value. Charging time constant of the capacitor is nothing but the product of R and C, where R is the resistance through which the charging current of the capacitor is flowing. In the case of bridge rectifier, we have noticed that this charging current flows through two forward bias diodes. And so, this R is nothing but 2 times Rd, where Rd is the dynamic resistance of the forward bias diode, which is of the order of few ohms. We can notice that voltage across the load resistance changes from 0 level to maximum level within half the period of the output cycle, that is 5 milliseconds. We can select capacitor in such a way that its charging time constant is much smaller than 5 milliseconds. That means the capacitor voltage changes very fast, and we can assume that it is changing as fast as the voltage across resistance is changing. Thus, in the very first cycle, voltage across the capacitor follows the same path as the voltage across the resistance. Once the voltage across the load resistance and hence that across the capacitor have reached the maximum value, that is Vm, now current through the load resistance starts decreasing from its peak value to 0. When the current is decreasing, voltage across the resistance is supposed to decrease. As the load resistance and capacitor are connected parallel to each other, potential difference across both should always remain same. Capacitor will give out current which will flow through RL and it will discharge the capacitor. This is the graph showing discharging process of a capacitor.
Voltage across the capacitor should reach down to 0.37 Vm starting from Vm in one time constant.
This time constant is again a product of R and C, where R is the resistance through which the discharging current is flowing. In our circuit, the discharging current flows through the load resistance of the circuit, and so the discharging time constant is RL into C. Usually, RL is much larger than the dynamic resistance of the diode in forward bias condition. Hence, discharging time constant of a capacitor connected across the load resistance of the rectifier is much larger than its charging time constant. Now, even though the current in the circuit is decreasing, capacitor voltage cannot decrease that fast. Capacitor voltage will start decreasing as per the rate decided by the discharging time constant. Current in the circuit will drop from maximum value to 0 and then it will start increasing again. At some time, voltage across the capacitor will be equal to current in the circuit multiplied by the load resistance, that is IL into RL value. From that value onwards, again the voltage across load resistance and that across the capacitor will start increasing almost instantaneously, reaching the peak value when current reaches to the maximum value. From there onwards, the discharging and charging cycle of the capacitor will get repeated in every cycle of the current in the circuit. Now, the variation in the voltage across the load resistance, that is the output voltage of the rectifier, will be decided by the charging and discharging levels of the capacitor. Amplitude of the ripple signal now has been reduced as the voltage across the load resistance does not come down to 0 DC level. The DC voltmeter will give us DC voltage reading, which is equal to Vm minus VR peak to peak upon 2. VR peak to peak is the variation in the DC signal level and Vm is the maximum DC signal level. The AC voltmeter connected across the load resistance will give us AC voltage reading, which is equal to RMS value of the ripple signal. This ripple signal is not a pure sine wave. The value of this voltage will be equal to VR peak to peak upon 0.289.
Hold on. Till now, we have seen how capacitor helps us in reducing the ripple signal. Hereafter, we are going to see the effect of load resistance on the level of ripple signal.
Let us now see how the amplitude of ripple signal changes with respect to the load resistance. We have seen that charging time constant of the capacitor depends on the forward bias resistances of the diodes. Hence, even if we change load resistance, the charging time constant of the capacitor does not change. But the discharging time constant of this capacitor is the product of RL and the capacitance value C. If we increase the load resistance, the discharging time constant of the capacitor will increase. That means the capacitor is going to take longer time to change the voltage across it. We will then notice that variation in the voltage across the capacitor will be less when the load resistance is increased. We will now see that the voltage across the load resistance will have smaller variation. Hence, the increase in load resistance will decrease the amplitude of ripple signal. We have seen that DC voltage of a bridge rectifier where capacitor is connected across the load resistance is equal to Vm minus half of the VR peak to peak. This VR peak to peak decreases with increase in RL and hence the DC voltage approaches the value of Vm as the load resistance increases. We have seen how capacitor connected across the load resistance of a bridge rectifier helps in filtering the ripple signal. The advantages of filtering the ripple signal are: 1. Time variation in the DC signal is reduced. 2. Level of DC voltage is increased. In this session, we studied what is ripple signal, how capacitor functions as a filter for reducing ripple amplitude, and what are the advantages of reducing the ripple signal amplitude. Homework for you is study the concepts of ripple factor and ratio of rectification. Thank you.